We've been talking to Christy Turlington, and this is a great time to bring in Jennie Joseph, a midwife who does a lot of work with Every Mother Counts. Hi there, Jennie, and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, I think you heard our discussion, and there's some issues. Jennie, tell us what you're seeing in your practice.
Well, I'm a midwife here in Central Florida, and I see women from across all demographics, but mostly women of color, low-income women, and they are just, it's really a shame, but it's really about access. When a pregnant person has access to support, listening, caring, compassion, they do better. Some people need to be referred to obstetricians, some people need high-risk perinatologists, but at the end of the day, if we aren't in communication, we miss so much that we end up with these high-risk complications that could have been prevented. Majority of the maternal deaths are preventable. And that's the piece that we really need to stress and bring awareness to.
Jennie, this is important and this matters, right? So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive. Why do people of color have higher death rates and more complications with their births than Caucasian mothers?
It is the impact of how people behave towards certain races, ethnicities, or marginalized people that make the difference to the outcome. There is nothing physiological going on here. So at this point, we've come to the conclusion that when people are heard and respected, they do better. Right. Their outcomes are so much better. So we know that we have to address this issue as an overarching thing, not just this monolith, but rather that we need to look at where is this person as far as social support, emotional support, psychosocial or mental support, as well as her physiological needs. When a person tells you something's wrong, something's wrong. Listen. Many of the women that have been lost in birth have had situations where they were saying, listen, I have more pain, or I have a problem, something's going on, and they've been ignored. And that, unfortunately, is the basis for these disparities. It couldn't be anything else at the end of the day.
All right, Jennie, we need to come up with a solution. So how do we get started as you see it?
We believe we need a workforce to address these issues. So I'm a midwife, but we also have untrained community health workers. We train doulas, childbirth educators, lactation supporters. These are community-based providers who are much more accessible to people, families who need the support through the childbearing year. So when we have people on the ground who maybe can relate better, they have the same lived experience, they're from those communities, they're culturally safe, culturally congruent. It's not always about language, it's just about understanding and respecting other ways of being. Once you provide access to that type of care and support, then the other providers have a little bit more support for themselves as well. We work better as a team if we can collaborate and create these liaisons between community providers, hospital providers, medical providers. We're going to see that change, and we know that women and families thrive better that way.